Association, the president, Gilberto Mendoza, supervisor, Jose Oliver Gomez, and the World Boxing Council, president, Mauricio Suleiman, supervisor, Malefisanti Gattani. Introducing your 3 judges scoring from ringside. From Germany, Oliver Breen. From Denmark, Jan Christensen. And from the United States, Mauro Di Fiore. At the sound of the bell, your third man in the ring from Puerto Rico, referee Luis Pebon. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the 4 corners of the world to the 4 corners of this ring here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, this is it. The time has come. The fight starts now! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears the white and silver. He stands with his head trainer, Joe Gallagher. He weighed in at already 75.9 kilos. His professional record, a perfect one. 24 fights, 24 victories. He has 17 big wins coming by way of knockout. He is the 2 seed in the World Boxing Super Series and is the youngest of the 4 professional fighting Smith brothers. He is the former British, English, and European super middleweight champion, and now ready to fight in his first world title bout. He stands as the reigning, defending, undefeated WBC super middleweight diamond champion from Liverpool, England, Callum his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the black and red, and he stands with his head trainer, Shane McGuigan. He's scaled at a trim and ready 76.1 kilos. His professional record, an excellent one. 28 victories against 3 defeats. He has 20 big wins coming by way of knockout. He is the tournament top seed, and tonight he is making his 3rd defense of his world title, fighting out of Hammersmith, West London, England. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the reigning and defending WBA Super Champion of the world, St. George Groves.
Okay, guys, I give you introduction in the dressing room. Let's have a clean match, okay? Good luck. God bless you.
We are witnessing history in the making, an all-English duel in the desert of Saudi Arabia to determine #1 status in the 168-pound weight class, as well as the destination of the inaugural Muhammad Ali Trophy in the super middleweight division. And we are underway. The first of a scheduled 12 3-minute rounds for the WBA World Super Middleweight Championship, the vacant Ring Magazine Championship, and the Muhammad Ali Trophy in the Super Middleweight division. For the 18th time in the history of this weight class, we have an all-British clash for World Championship honours. The champion, George Groves, wearing black trunks trimmed with red, customarily holding that low-held left hand, starting this contest on the back foot. Both men firing out jabs. The challenger, Callum Smith, wearing white trunks with a sparkly set of crystals adorning the waistband and the legs as well. Cautious start by both boxers, each man looking to establish the jab. There's success with a low-held left jab from George Groves. And it's a battle of jabs in the opening minute or so, Richie Woodall.
A physical chess match in the opening round. It was always going to be like that. No boxer really wants to commit and make the mistake here. And that's why you see two boxers just fencing here, pouring with the jab, waiting for the other one to actually commit and make a mistake, but that's not happening. Groves very, very clever on that back foot, conceding the height and reach, but he's ready to pounce with that right hand, also with that terrific jab himself, delivered from his waist. But Callum Smith, technically, a very, very good boxer indeed. Got every punch in the book, as Callum. And he's just biding his time, but this was to be expected.
It's a 6-inch reach advantage that Callum Smith enjoys. 78 inches for the challengers. He got through with a good right cross, but Groves came back with the same shot. 78 inches for the challenger, 72 inches for the champion. And we're looking to see whether there's any ill effect or any awkward motion when throwing that left hand, the one that he dislocated in the 12th and final round against Chris Eubank in the semi-final of this tournament. That was Groves showing no ill effects in that department to this point.
No, but that was a good shot from Callum Smith, Ronald. That was a good right hand, and it's made George Groves just think a little bit now on that back foot. That was a tremendous shot. Got his timing right, accuracy, and landed that punch. And that's just made George just think a little bit, but that was a good punch from Callum Smith.
Groves continuing to look for that left jab that he shoots up from around his belt line. Sometimes it's as low as his kneecap. Callum Smith remaining concentrated, peering between his gloves. Closing seconds of the opening round. Left jab to the torso lands from Groves, and the same shot once again. Lovely left jab from Groves once more. Smith looking for his own left hand. Remaining patient, chopping right hand in evidence from Smith once again. And Groves just re-establishing his stance and tottering backwards. And an exchange on the bell where Callum Smith wasn't too far away with his backhand once again. Let's see if we can listen into the blue corner and Shea McGuigan.
How you feel? All right, dress that left hand when you're backing up. When he's nudging you back, all right? You're in that zone too long, okay? Take 1 or 2 steps back, then quick exit round, okay? Make him reset, okay? Don't let him just back you up to close to the ropes and then, you know what I mean, stand in front of him, okay? Jab variation is key all the time, okay? Got to go more jab to the body, okay? You're feinting, but good hand defense is a feint, twitch him up, then jab to the body, okay? You see that right hand, you see as soon as his right elbow comes out, you know that right hand?
Lovely straight right hand, yeah? Good, don't let him edge this and get you on the back foot. You keep the middle of that ring, all right? And get that jab.
Watch it up. Stay disciplined.
Yeah?
So round 2 after a cagey opening 3 minutes. Beautiful left jab to begin this second stanza from George Groves. Heard Shea McGuigan asking him for more variation in the jab and not to stay in punching range for too long.
Yeah, Shea McGuigan wants Groves to be more busier, really, and to use... He said he was waiting far too long. And he, like I say, it was always going to be a chess match, that opening round. Probably Smith just shaded it with a couple of good right hands that he landed, but there's nothing in the round. It's very, very close, but that was probably just the difference, those right hands from Smith. And he seems to have found his distance a little bit better, and that's probably because he's using his jab a little bit more than Groves is. Groves is starting to use it now. He's listening to his coach, but he's got to, like his coach has said, use that jab more, and probably jab to the body, and that was on cue, look, because that should bring the elbows down of Smith, and then he may then have the chance to land that right hand over the top.
Smith just moving backwards to force Groves to fall short with his own jab. Groves with his back foot near the ropes gets through with a left jab of his own. Groves throwing plenty of feints out of that familiar wide-legged stance. Right hand from Callum Smith wasn't too far away. Now they're tussling inside. And this is going to be interesting to see how the shoulder of George Groves copes with the infighting at close range.
I've said this before, that Callum Smith is very good on the inside. For such a tall man, his punches are very correct on the inside. Good short uppercuts and left hooks. But I think he's boxing very well here at the moment, Smith. He's waiting patiently. And Groves, I think, is expecting his opponent to throw more punches, but he's just waiting, looking for the opportunities.
Groves continuing to feint furiously. Right hand to the torso wasn't too far away. It was a straight right hand. Trying to whip through. A bolo punch just above the belt line was Groves. Straight right hand is blocked effectively by Groves. Callum Smith feinting a right hand but didn't pull the trigger. Groves near the corner, trying to set a trap for Callum Smith perhaps before escaping that position of confinement behind a left jab. counter right hand is a beautiful shot from Callum Smith, then gets through with a ramrod left to the torso of the champion.
Yeah, so the tactics are playing simple now from Smith. He's keeping the punches nice and long. He's boxing very well at range, and he's picking his shots well. When he throws that right hand, he's not leaning too far in. There's the danger shot from Groves, but he needs Smith more over the front foot. And Smith boxing at range, he's boxing probably better. But like I said, Groves needs Smith to come forward a little bit more, where he can close the gap down and bring him onto that right hand.
Groves continuing to feint with the head, feint with the hands, feint with the feet. Another very cagey round of skillful boxing between these two men.
It's lovely. Big breath. You all right? Yeah, you're good. Yeah, listen, all he's trying to do is walk you onto that right hand. And when you come on your right hand, he's looking to come with the left hook. Your right hand's got to be sharp. You can't leave it out.
Very close round indeed. Smith trying to get through with his right hand. Groves a little bit more busy with the jab. There's that jab to the body, just on the waistband, and then he switches to the head. But Smith fast with the counter right hand. That was a nice shot there from Smith, but all at range. So those are the tactics, long range work from the challenger.
Yeah, coming out and try to take the middle of that ring. Yeah, try to take the middle of that ring. Use feet, hands up nice and sharp. As you come a step back, make you came with the right hand then.
So into the third round then, the WBA World Super Middleweight title on the line. That's the title that George Groves is defending for the third time tonight. Won it against Fedor Chudinov at Bramall Lane. And successful defenses in the course of the World Boxing Super Series tournament against Jamie Cox at Wembley Arena and Chris Eubank at the Manchester Arena. It's another domestic foe he's facing here in the final. Callum Smith in this, his maiden world title bid, looking very assured indeed. Both men have questioned the ability of the other to fight long. Good left hand by George Groves. Counter from Callum Smith wasn't too far away. George Groves has suggested that Callum Smith struggles to concentrate for the duration of a 12-round contest, and if he doesn't get his man out of there early, he's often guilty of going into his shell. Callum Smith said that when he looked into the eyes of George Groves yesterday, said, sure, I saw a good fighter, but I saw an old man with a lot of miles on the clock who's ready for the taking. Trying a right hand twice in quick succession, Callum Smith wasn't too far away on either occasion.
Yeah, Smith dishing out a little bit of his own medicine there, but Groves comes back with his own right hand. That was a good right hand from the champion.
And then jab success as well. And the two men coming together now. Right hand success from Smith. George Groves lost his balance momentarily. It's a firefight on the ropes. The champion pinned against the ropes, trying to tuck up, scores with a right hand to the body and a left hook to the head. And this World Championship bout in the Muhammad Ali Trophy final has come to life in the third round.
Tremendous shot there from Smith. That low left hand from Groves just inviting the pressure, and Smith has landed a couple of cracking shots, but George Groves is very dangerous when he's on the ropes, when he's in trouble himself. So Callum, as he's moving forward, he's got to watch out, because Groves can come back with his own big shots. Cracking fight, Ronald.
Well, the two men engaging in a clinch, both of them were expending some serious energy with the big punches they were unloading there. Groves really twisting his toes into the canvas to get some leverage on his shots. Now, how badly hurt was he by those shots that Callum Smith landed? His legs did a funny little dance, as though it was leg day at the gym, but he appears to be on steady legs now. 30 seconds still to negotiate for both of these boxers. Both of them carry fight-ending power in either hand. 65% knockout ratio for George Groves, 20 knockouts in his 28 victories. It's a 71% stoppage clip for Callum Smith. 17 of his wins coming inside the distance, and he went for that right hand again, but was long on that occasion. Remember, Callum Smith holds the British record for consecutive knockouts, 6 first-round stoppages in a row in bouts 3 to 8. 10 first-round knockouts in all. He found a home for his vaunted right hand during the course of that third round. And it came to life, Richie, during that 3 minutes.
Yeah, tremendous shot there from Smith. George Groves just guilty of throwing a couple of jabs that were a little bit too slow, and he's coming forward with a low lead hand on that front foot, and he's committed. He's coming over that front foot and gets caught with a very sharp right-hand counter. So, like I said, there was a bit of dishing out his own medicine there. That's what George Groves nearly always does. But Smith pins him on the ropes, but this is where he's dangerous. He actually comes back with a couple of good shots, but he was definitely shaken there. There's the jab coming forward. His hand doesn't go back to the on-guard position and gets caught with a cracking right hand. Good round for Smith.
Okay? Stand up, go again, okay? Let's go! Let's go!
So into the fourth round then. The winner of this contest, as well as hoisting the inaugural Muhammad Ali trophy in the super middleweight division, will become just the third Ring Magazine super middleweight champion, joining the undefeated luminaries Joe Calzaghe, 46-0, and Andre Son of God Ward, the Olympic champ from Athens 2004. A man who went through his entire professional career undefeated. Indeed, the last time he lost a contest, he was 12 years old. That is the prize that awaits the winner of this contest, as well as George Groves' WBA super title and the inaugural Muhammad Ali trophy.
Well, Groves knows that he had a bad round, previous round, so he's come out the start of this round on that front foot a little bit more, but he's got to watch it. He's going to get caught with the right hand like that. A little bit slow with his reactions there, and Smith punch perfect with that right hand. Groves' hands rumbled far too low, that right hand. It's costing him here.
Well, Groves looking to launch sneaky counters off the ropes once again, but Callum Smith just extending that right arm in telescopic fashion. We mentioned the 6-inch reach advantage that he enjoys at the start of this contest, and he's been finding a home for that right hand with increasing regularity during the course of this contest. Extended the left hand nicely and used his feet to keep George Groves at bay, to repel that attempted forward foray from the champion. George Groves, wide-eyed and concentrated as he looks to launch his own sneaky attacks.
Up to now, it's a very disciplined display from Callum Smith. He's waiting, he's always boxing at range and at distance, and he just won't commit. Look, see there, just measuring the distance and gap, but won't come over the front foot because he knows he could walk onto that right hand, and that's what George Groves needs him to do. So up to now, it's a clever display from Smith.
George Groves saw him just a few moments ago looking for that right hand to the body that put paid to Jamie Cox's ambitions in the quarter-final of this tournament. Both men looking for those shooting left hands on that occasion. Good left jab to the body from the champion. Callum Smith looking very measured indeed as George Groves doubles up with the right hand. Uppercut to the body, short cross to the head. And there's that upward shooting jab from the champion once again. Just a trace of a swelling beneath the right eye of Callum Smith. Russ Amber in the corner on cuts alongside Joe Gallagher for the challenger. So Smith onto the front foot once again, stalking his man patiently. Double left jab shot out from George Groves. Smith looking for that counter right hand once again. Just listening to Joe Gallagher.
Okay. Yeah, good. Keep moving, watch him twitching.
Slightly better round from Groves, although at the start of the round gets caught with that right hand, but he was busy with his jab. In that round was George Groves, went on that front foot early on in the round. But it's clever boxing and disciplined boxing from Callum Smith. Just staying at range. There, a tremendous right-hand shot there from Smith. Very disciplined, concentration level, very good indeed, holding his concentration, listening to his corner.
And then you can find something on it. It'll be a bit more cute now.
So into the fifth round, George Groves competing in his 19th scheduled 12-round contest tonight. For Callum Smith It's the 9th time over the championship distance. Groves has gone the 12-round course on 7 occasions. Callum Smith has completed the 12-round distance on 4 occasions, including his two most recent outings, as we see the explosive heavy hands of George Groves and the numbers he's stopped inside of 6. But Callum Smith has gone the 12-round championship distance in the quarter and semi-final of the World Boxing Super Series against Scotland, where he put his man on the floor in the 11th round, and the late substitute Nicky Holston. Right-hand success from George Groves, but Callum Smith remaining composed. Callum Smith said that he was boxing toward it during the fight against Holston. He said, with no disrespect, he found himself rather bored on occasions. Right hand attempted, causing Groves to cover up. He then winged in an uppercut which was short of the mark. There's a good right hand to the body from the champion. But Callum Smith said he was boxing toward it, listening to what Joe Gallagher said in the corner, and the main objective was to come through it without picking up an injury from a clash of heads or a stray elbow from the rugged substitute former kickboxer Nicky Holston. He said that he'll box to the level of his opponent and promises a career best performance tonight. He will be able to impose the tactics that have been devised by the corner in this contest. The corner comes up with the tactics, of course, but then it's down to the boxers to fill in the blanks and go out there and execute. Who will be able to do that over the championship round as we see the numbers through this juncture of the contest?
I think for the first time in a long time with George Groves, he's in a contest where usually you're waiting for him to land that big shot to really get the crowd going, but here it's the other way around. You seem to be waiting for Callum Smith to land that long straight right hand as he comes forward. The boots on the other foot a little bit here. Still a disciplined display. This is a better round from Groves. He's being busier. Just because I think he knows he's probably behind.
A left jab a few moments ago from Groves, and then a sharp lead right hand out of the orthodox stance. Callum Smith with another telescopic right hand. It was countered by Groves, and then a good left jab from Callum Smith. But look at the double jab success from George Groves. Now, there's a trip here. I think the feet got tangled. No count being issued from referee Luis Pavone of Puerto Rico. The legs came together. It was almost a leg sweep that saw Callum Smith take a trip to the canvas in the closing stages of this 5th round.
Every time you're right in, he's looking to come back with a right uppercut, he'll hook into the pit all the time. You shoot your right hand, don't fall in.
Better round from George Groves, busier. Slips a good shot there and then brings that right hook across. Landed to the body, but again, Callum Smith not really coming over that front foot, not getting it in at close quarters. That's a terrific jab there. A good right-hand counter from Callum Smith. Good work with the left hand from George Groves. Here, the feet get tangled. Oh, you know, it's 6 of one, half a dozen, I suppose, as they say.
It's working every time. Then you meet him. When you meet him, you go chest side to the body. 15 seconds. When your back's against the ropes, when you're backing up, okay, you're addressing your front hand, but he knows he's got to move more side-to-side movement, okay?
Well, it's that type of contest, very little in it. Richie Woodall, the former WBC super middleweight champion of the world, has them dead level at this stage of the contest. Richie Woodall, one of a whole host of British boxers who have enjoyed success in the super middleweight division at the world level. Right hand was a good shot from Callum Smith once again, but countered immediately by a jolting left jab from George Groves.
It's a super shot there from Smith again. Long, straight right hand. Groves so set in his ways with that low left hand of his. Responds well. A couple of decent shots there. But Smith's got his timing and his accuracy right here tonight, up to now.
I mentioned what a rich seam of success the super middleweight division has been for British boxers. 13 men have held world championship honours at 168 pounds or 12 stones. The aforementioned Richie Woodall alongside me. Of course, we've got George Groves, who's up in the ring at the moment. Rocky Fielding is a WBA regular champion. was all started by Murray Sutherland, the first ever super middleweight champion who wore tartan shorts when winning the vacant IBF title way back in 1984, and there have been some terrific boxers between the current champions we have and Murray Sutherland, who got it started, least of all the peerless Joe Calzaghe, who was 46-0.
Another good right hand there, Ronald, from Callum Smith. The legs just wobbled slightly there from Groves. It was a good shot.
Right hand counter from Groves, but Smith staying in the pocket, targeting a corkscrew right hand. With the follow-up left jab did get through, as did another jolting left. Groves, though, using all of his experience, remaining composed, continuing to fire feints in the direction of the challenger. Jolting left jab, fed in Groves' direction from Smith. Groves responded with the same shot.
Callum Smith being 6'3", and George Groves, you would think, would favour a contest more in at close quarters, but he's 6'3", but he's very, very good on the inside for such a tall man. Good variation in his work, good uppercuts, and left hooks also.
Right hand from Groves was a nice shot, brings an ooh from the crowd here at the King Abdullah Sports Hall. Smith looking for that right hand once again. Good right hand to the body. Oh, and now a left hook causes Groves just to take refuge on the ropes and cover up. Not sure whether it was a balance thing or he was affected by the shot. But his footing definitely wasn't stable momentarily. So Groves looking to dictate proceedings with that left jab once again. Whipping right hand to the body was almost countered by a right hand over the top from Smith, but the shot was long from the challenger. Another very good round of boxing.
Some good jab right hooks, okay? Jab right hooks starting to work nice, but you've got to do it from your feet, okay? You've got to swing in, okay? But you've also got to chuck a feint in beforehand. Right, you've got success with your feint, jab right hook.
Some good boxing from Smith. Long range right hand there, bang on the button, but again, doesn't really go forward and fall into his opponent. That's probably the secret to his success. When he has closed the gap here, Groves had a little bit more success, but Smith still very capable on the inside. Groves trying to get through there with that right hand. Callum Smith keeping the guard nice and high. Comes back with his own short range work. But the success from Callum Smith is definitely all at long range for me.
Into the second half of this World Championship bout that is scheduled for 12, 6 rounds completed, a scheduled 6 rounds to go. A seesaw contest to this point. Both men demonstrating composure, both men picking their punches effectively, each enjoying moments of success and remaining incredibly concentrated. Will the concentration of Callum Smith betray him, as George Groves suggests that it often does during long contests? Groves backing up once again. Smith working incessantly behind a trip hammer left jab. Groves covering up well, trying a right hand to the body. Couldn't find the mark. Chopping right hand from Smith wasn't too far away once more.
Still maintains that disciplined display here with Smith on the outside. Groves wants a real war, but Smith's not engaging. Everything long range is coming from the challenger, and I think George Groves is struggling.
So whipping right hand around the corner that almost sneaked behind the left glove of the challenger. Second right hand was a similar shot on a similar trajectory, but it was short. Now both men looking to bring their right hands into play with increasing regularity. Sharp shooting left jab from George Groves. This is a contest that really does demand your full attention, because both of these men are capable of ending the bout with one shot. Good right hand to the body from Groves. That was a low blow beneath the belt line of Callum Smith, but he didn't complain. And a left hook has put George Groves on unsteady legs. And now Callum Smith is looking to tee off. George Groves trapped in his own corner. He's got 1 minute and 14 seconds to survive. He's in real trouble. And a left hook has wiped him out. He wilts down to the canvas. Referee is issuing the 8 count. The mandatory count, but I don't think Groves is going to be the count. And George Groves' championship reign has come to an end. And we have a new WBA World Super Middleweight Champion, and it is Callum Smith from Liverpool who has taken the title with a dramatic, emphatic 7th round knockout, deposing the now former champion George Groves, who suffers his 4th loss in the professional ranks, his 3rd one inside the distance. And what a contrast in emotions. Callum Smith fulfills his championship destiny here on this historic night in Jeddah in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. He has taken George Groves' #1 status. He has taken his WBA World Super Middleweight title. He has claimed the inaugural Muhammad Ali trophy, and he joins the legendary figures of Joe Calzaghe and Andre Ward to become just the 3rd super middleweight champion, the 3rd holder of the Ring Magazine championship belt, and the man from Liverpool has proved as good as his word. He said that George Groves was there for the taking, and this is how he did it.
Yeah, we said George Groves was struggling a little bit in this round. He throws a right hand, but then gets caught with a peach of a left hook. And then Callum Smith really did smell the win here. Just keeps the attack going, sustains the pressure, hurt him downstairs with that shot, most definitely. What a performance from Callum Smith. Very disciplined display. Let's have another look at this left hook. A right hand comes over from Groves, doesn't get that hand back to the on-guard position. Smith comes across with that left hook and then keeps the attack going. Pins his opponent in. What's his body shot coming in? There he was there. That hurt, most definitely. Finishes him off. Tremendous display there from Callum Smith. I mean, that's a good right hand there from Groves, British, like I said, and that left hook comes across. It really is a cracking punch, but he keeps the attack going. He knows victory, he sees victory in his sights, and hits his opponent lefts and rights, downstairs, good body shot coming up, uppercut as well. A super display from Callum Smith, a disciplined display. They got the tactics spot on, long-range boxing, but that was a superb finish.
Well, look at the manner in which he throws this left hook, which started George Groves' problems. After partially defending a right hand from the champion, he then uncoiled a left hook, and once he had his man in trouble, he was relentless. Patient, accurate punches being picked to both head and body. Hard right hand causes George Groves to hinge at the hip, and when the hands came down, a right uppercut ripped through the middle. And George Groves continued to absorb heavy leather from Callum Smith, who seized his moment in ruthless fashion. And he joins his brother Liam to extend their family legacy. This is Callum Smith watching it back on the big screen in the arms of his trainer, Joe Gallagher, who was the 2015 Ring Magazine and British Trainer of the Year. And it's that corner who have got their tactics right tonight. And this is the moment of celebration for Callum Smith. He promised a performance of a lifetime, most notably for his sister Holly. You see that he has that word autism on his waistband. His 17-year-old sister Holly has autism. She requires 24-hour care. And he said that inspired by her and the manner in which she deals with autism, he was going to deliver the performance of a lifetime and come home a world champion. Nice to see that respect between the two camps. It's been a long time coming, this world title shot for Callum Smith. But patience is a virtue, and his patience has been rewarded. George Groves was the #1 super middleweight in the world for Ring Magazine, Boxing News and Boxing Monthly. And in taking the title from George Groves, surely Callum Smith has taken that #1 status as well. He's got the Ring Magazine championship belt. He's got the inaugural Muhammad Ali trophy and the WBA World Super Middleweight title to make it 14 British boxers who have held world honors at 168 pounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Luis Pavon calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 2 minutes and 4 seconds of round number 7. Your winner by knockout. He'll now take home the Muhammad Ali trophy and the new Super
Well, Callum Mundo Smith is absolutely ecstatic. So Callum Smith with the WBC diamond belt over his left shoulder. That's the strap he bought into this contest. But around his waist, he has the WBA super title. There is the deposed former champion. He said that if he wins, retirement was an option at the conclusion of this contest. Given that he's lost in the fashion that he has, what does the fistic future hold for George Groves? Here's David Diamante.
The daughter of the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rashida Ali. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to interview Callum Smith, Gabriel.
Thank you very much, David. Callum, that's quite a collection you've got there now, including, of course, the inaugural Muhammad Ali Trophy World Boxing Super Series Super Middleweight Champion. But that left that you threw, unforgettable.
Yeah, unforgettable. It's been a long time coming, and there's times where you think, I've waited this long for one chance. If I don't take it, will another one come? And you start doubting, and you let doubts creep in. But I've said for a long time, I'm a big believer in my own ability. I know how good I am, and I know I was good enough to become a world champion and become the best on the planet. And I believe I've done that. And I think I had a slow couple of years, and people kind of forgot me and forgot how good I was. And I just kept believing. And I think tonight I reminded people how good I am.
Well, talk us through the end of the fight.
It was a good fight, and I don't know how, I'll have to watch it back, but I felt I was ahead at the time of the stoppage, and I was more pleased because I feel I was beating him at his own game. It was a boxing match at distance and using our brains, and I felt I was winning, and that's what people thought I couldn't cope with him at. He was the world-class jab and stuff, and I always knew I had the power to finish him, but I showed I could live with him boxing ability as well.
That was key, was it? Just the way that you boxed from distance. That's something you talked about clearly with Joe Gallagher, your coach.
Yeah, we knew Groves could play the patient game. He could do that all night, sit and wait and try and set you up for the big shot. And we know he's heavy-handed, and I knew I could do that myself. It was a bit of a chess match, and I got my big shots off first, and he couldn't take it, and I finally got the finish. But credit to George Groves, a great champion. He's had a very, very good career, and he's someone I've respected coming through the ranks. And it was an honour to share the ring with him, and whether he carries on or not, I'd like to wish him good luck in whatever he does.
What does this world title win then? You said it's been a long time coming, the opportunity. You've grabbed it with both hands. Yeah. When it arrived, it's very, very soon. You're only just a world champion, but sum it up and the collection you have now, what this represents, having waited so long.
Yeah, I waited so long, and I think it's like buses, they all come at once, and it just means everything. I'm not a man who shows a lot of emotion, and I've said beforehand, without being disrespectful to any title level what I've won previously, but I've never been satisfied, and you never see me, over-ecstatic with any title. But I think you're seeing tonight how much this means to me. It's a lifetime's of work all gone into one.
And I'm sure you pay tribute as well to three fellas here, your brothers Stephen, Liam and Paul, all here tonight, and of course as well your coach Joe Gallagher, who you said you didn't show emotion. Joe, you were in tears at the end there.
Yeah, it was just a bit emotional. It's just been a long journey with Callum, frustration of being denied world title opportunities. We went in this tournament and to become a world champion, and we're leaving a world champion. Full credit to George Groves and his team. We're really pleased that in the final we fought the #1 seed, the #1 champ fighter in the world. No one can deny Callum Smith is not the #1 in the world tonight now, and it was a great fight. And this is the beginning. There's a new name in the super middleweight division, and the torch has been passed tonight.
And what does it mean finally to you as a boxer out of Liverpool, from a family of boxers out of Liverpool? I think maybe some have felt maybe you as a collective group haven't maybe got the praise you've deserved. Tonight maybe that might change?
Yeah, hopefully, and I'd like to think we're not finished. We've still got a lot of big nights in us, and it was great coming to Jeddah to win these, but I'd love to defend my world titles back at Liverpool and give a great fight in City, a great night of World Championship boxing, which I don't feel they've had enough of over the last few years.
Congratulations, Callum. There's Joe with the Muhammad Ali trophy. Callum Smith, ladies and gentlemen, your new world champion. And former world champion, but George Groves, as Callum has said there, paid a great deal of respect to you. Just sum up tonight, and obviously it's a sad night for you. But your initial thoughts?
It's just not meant to be, I think full credit to Callum. Boxed well, heavy-handed. He caught me with a body shot in the end, which is very embarrassing for me. I've never been hurt with a body shot in my life, so I can't believe it. But yeah, no, full credit to him. He's done a fantastic job.
Was he heavier-handed than you expected?
No, we knew he could punch. We knew he could punch. Obviously he's got height and reach on me as well, so I didn't really want to go 50-50 with him trading. I was making him miss and then trying to make him pay. I was landing a few shots myself, but obviously so was he. And then he got the decisive shot in the end.
You've had to fight to get back to this position, to fight again. First, how was the shoulder? How did you find it? Was it in any way a factor tonight?
Well, I think it looked all right. It felt all right. It was flying out there. It was lightning fast in the changing room. I'm not here to make excuses. The shoulder worked. Callum, as I say, to his credit, better man on the night. And for someone like me, that's tough to say. So I can only be honest. Full credit to him.
And what now? Have you any idea what might happen next? You'd obviously, I think that's something that you've been considering, your future. I'm
going to have a good rest for now. I'm not retiring. I don't know what's next. But it's been a dogged year now, longer. It was a little over a year ago. I won the world title, which was one of the most emotional things I have ever done. And I miss my family. I miss my kids. So I want to get home and see them.
George Groves, thank you very much indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, a fantastic fighter. He's been fantastic in the World Boxing Super Series. George Groves.